Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell.
And I'm Mark Palmer.
And you're watching Dissecting Track. So doing the third episode of Next Gen, Code of Honor. The reason we're not doing the second episode is because I did that a long time ago. Did the original series episode of The Naked Now and The Naked Time together.
Because they were pretty much based on the same.
They're basically the same episode, but Next Gen, the original series. If you want to watch that episode, click the little thing up here.
You're going to put it there, you're going to put it here.
I think I have to put it over here. Or is it over there?
If it doesn't work, he'll just put a link in the description below.
It's fucking somewhere. It's on YouTube. Oh, but CBS won't allow you to watch it on anything other than a computer because of some fucking bullshit copyright reason.
Yeah, my PS4 can't access it.
So watch it on your computer, not your phone, because CBS doesn't know what fair use is, yeah? Because they're cunts.
We of Legon have been apprehensive about strangers. We're not technologically advanced as you, yet we possess something you do not. A vaccine, which has been found to be an effective antidote against your dreaded Angeles fever.
So do you think this depiction of this patriarchal, backwards, tribal race is racist now? It sure as hell wasn't in 1987. But I feel like if it came out now, people would be like, that's a racial depiction of black people.
I feel like it started off as my first impression was racist. But I also felt like it wasn't intended that way. It was intended as a view of our more primitive selves as a race rather than black people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. And in 1987, it was completely fine, but...
If it was done these days, it would be done very differently.
Yeah. They wouldn't do the little clappy sticks. I think the little clappy sticks are the tipping point for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, the basic plot line of this story is a primitive tribal race comes on board the Enterprise because they have a vaccine for a virus. This is another weird moment I had. Like, I feel like they do address the fact that the Federation can't synthesize an antidote for this disease going on, but I feel like if they put their mind to it, they could. I mean, they've mastered intergalactic space travel and
save people from death. Like, legitimately people like die and they can bring them back.
Yeah, but
within a certain amount of time.
I mean, just give it a few months, pour some research into it, and you'll get the antidote for that vaccine. But that's like, the whole premise is pinned on the fact that they need the antidote from these people. Otherwise, none of this would happen.
Yeah, well, why would they bother if they could just synthesize the antidote? I mean, the only reason they don't just beam Yara out of there is because they can't synthesize it. When Crusher says it?
Yeah.
You were testing if you can replicate the vaccine.
And we can't. The sample works fine when used as an injection, but it becomes unstable when we try to replicate it. You must get the vaccine from the planet, Captain, as much as you can, immediately.
Otherwise, yeah, this would have been around.
They would be like, no.
Yeah. But I feel like for what the Federation is and what it's achieved and its technological prowess, they'd be able to synthesize it, like...
Oh, yeah.
Surely.
But, you know...
The holodeck.
Yeah. Which is a very big part of this episode as well. Not a big part, but a important part.
It made swishing sounds.
Every single time they moved, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they couldn't get rid of those sounds.
I guess it's like its second appearance, so they were still like figuring it out, kind of. Or maybe the editor was just like, what swishing sounds is it?
So everyone can tell which one's the computer image. Back to the way it went on and off, didn't matter. She says vanish too instead of computer ran program or...
Yeah, there's a few little things where it's not like completely sticking to canon. Like the Prime Directive, the Federation comes to a planet once they create intergalactic space travel. But this race, as far as I can tell, may or may not have that.
Yeah, they seem pretty primitive. There's no satellites. They didn't meet on a craft, but he did communicate with the Federation to make them come. I'm sure in that aspect, maybe they have really, really good telescopes or something.
Yeah, they have teleporters because they teleported on with
transporters. Yeah, they do, don't they? Because they were very insistent on using their own transporters.
Yeah,
so I guess maybe they're able to build space, but they don't want to.
But yeah, it's just the fact that they didn't show it. So it's like, do they? Don't they? I don't know. Maybe they're still working out what the Prime Directive.
I imagine Picard would have been more worried about what they could do if they did have ships, because he didn't seem honestly too bothered.
Well, no ships play into the narrative whatsoever.
Which I'm gonna go in and assume they don't have ships.
You can create people without a soul?
It's not a real person, Lieutenant. It has no life. Everything it does is controlled by computer.
The Prime Directive is funny too, because the entire plot is hinged around the fact of this Prime Directive. I do a show with Steve about Stargate, and that would have been a completely different thing. If they had taken Carter, it would sort of been like, alright. And Picard addresses that fact. He's like, the Prime Directive makes it completely different. And it really does from a writer's perspective. You think about being a sci-fi writer and going into a show like Stargate to Star Trek is completely different just because of the Prime Directive.
I mean, in my head watching, I'm like, why don't you just kill the fuckers? But you can't. Like, he will lose his job if he does that and go to prison. So
it's an interesting story element.
I do like the fact that the thought did pop into his head, so there's still that little bit of...
He addresses it.
Like, he clearly cares about his crew, and at the end of the day, he will do anything to get them back. It's just I'm pretty sure he still had the thought, like, if I absolutely need to do something like that...
Yeah, he does break the rules.
Yeah, but, he's going to try his absolute best not to.
You're right, Data. It does sound like a joke. With the power of the Enterprise, we could overwhelm this place easily. Just take what we want.
I may not understand human humor, sir, but I am a Starfleet Academy graduate.
Which means, of course...
understanding the Prime Directive, sir.
And that is, ironically, what this is about.
So it's funny, I was watching this episode right now to do the review, and I seen the writer with Catherine Powers, who wrote an episode of Stargate, which me and Steve reviewed, which had like a very, very strong feminist overtone to the whole narrative, and it kind of fucking ruined it for me and Steve. This episode isn't as bad. It has little feminist moments, like...
It's certainly not like the Solo movie.
No, it's not the entire premise. It has little elements like this primitive tribal race has never seen a confident... A woman?
Yeah, but that was funny. But I feel that was realistic. Because, if you had it, someone had done that to people back then, I don't even know which year, but even as far as, 30 years ago, then it would have been pretty much the same. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What do you mean she's allowed to work? Or whatever?
It's just a tribal race where women are perceived differently. While the SG-1 episode, just like the whole fucking thing was just bogged down by this cringe-worthy feminist narrative.
I don't know, a little bit here and there, because it is an interesting thing, but when you overdo it, it ruins everything that surrounds it. It's like the plague.
It's fine if it's like a subtle story element, but if you can tell the writer has a message, like their own opinion, they're trying to push on you, it gets annoying.
And my security officer, Lieutenant Tasha Yar.
A woman? Your chief of security?
Yes, Lieutenant. That is her expertise.
I am honored to meet your officers. This is my secondary, Hagon, a sample of the vaccine.
So Catherine Powers. She's written some good SG-1 episodes, and presumably she's written more next-gen episodes. So more power to her.
Imagine, yeah.
Women can do anything.
They can.
Even write the most mediocre episodes of SG-1 and Next Gen.
It wasn't pretty mediocre.
It was a pretty mediocre episode.
It's certainly not one that I remember.
It's not in the top 100.
No, I'm not like, do you remember that episode where they went to their primitive thing to get the vaccine?
And I'm always like, no.
I'm always like, you're like, nah, do you remember Locutus and Borg?
Oh!
No, the space vaccine, that's the one.
The vaccines, mate.
That's the one, mate. Why would you watch the Borg episode?
Best of both worlds.
Mr. Worf, fire.
No, there are massive undertones of Ya being sexually interested in Lutan.
But it was a thrill. Lutan is such a basic male image. And having him say he wants you.
Yes, of course, it made me feel good when he... Troy, I'm your friend and you tricked me.
The main tribal leader. She wants a bit of that black man.
She wants some BBC, man.
Yeah, she does. There's a moment at the end where Lutan's old wife offers him up to her. And she's like, maybe.
Yeah, she thinks about it.
Just for an hour?
It's such a waste.
Do you want him?
No. There would be complications.
Just give it a shot, mate. I mean, I'll give it a go. And then once she experiences it, she's like, nah, there might be complications. Maybe it was too big.
Maybe it was too big. Just scary.
Nah, that thing's fucked.
Nah, right there. Nah.
Or maybe it's because I was like, it is an alien creature.
Yeah, they are aliens. They don't look it at all.
No, I mean, they do have these scar lines on their cheeks. That's
There's like the bumpy forehead.
Yeah.
The bumpy forehead's predecessor. Little scars. So yeah, this episode's like 30 years old now, and the costumes are a bit tacky.
It's 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, very human. They're very tribal human.
Yeah.
There's nothing really alien about the race at all.
They don't look alien at all. But yeah,
even their culture's very much the same, with very subtle differences, like the women owning land, which wasn't the case back then.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what specific tribe, human tribe they're ripping off. I don't think they are really. I think it's like
I think it's a generalization.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Lutan's main man, that guy, his costume. It looks like, he has like MC Hammer pants.
Yes, he does.
Generic 80s new wave, beep, bop, beep, bop, beep, bop. This is a song from the 80s, the decade which it currently is.
They're like their parachute pants. And it's whoa, and it's like the 80s, so it matches perfectly. So yeah, the costumes haven't aged well. And the arena at the end, big climax of this episode is Lutan's first wife challenges Ya to a battle to the death because Ya's been captured by Lutan. And yeah, the climax of this is like a shitty jungle gym that they've cut up and kind of just constructed and tried to make interesting.
Worst arena ever.
Yeah,
There's like no room to fight.
No, it's got lasers.
It's got lasers, it's gymnastic equipment. It's basically, if you're lucky enough to land a hit, the poison or whatever it is.
It might as just well been like a flat gym.
Nothing to do with
mat.
skill. It should have just been, exactly, an arena.
Yeah, they're doing all this stuff, but like obviously neither of them are like gymnasts.
It's not a place to show off your skills.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole point of it.
The set kind of fails them at the end. I can tell the director was trying to work well with the set. He has lots of like fast cutting and interesting angles of within it and stuff.
It made it look pretty convincing.
He did well with what he had.
What people would be like forced to fight in a fucking arena like that.
And their weapons are so stupid. It's like a glove with poison spikes on it.
And it just launches at that guy in the crowd.
Yeah, it flies off.
And he's gracious enough to give it back before he dies.
Well, he doesn't die until he realizes he's been spiked. It like hits him in the lap and he's like, woo! And then he has to give it back and he sees a wound. It's like,
would he not have felt it stab him?
I don't know. I don't remember him giving much of a reaction.
Combatants, hold your positions. Return the weapon.
Oh, indeed, man. but yeah, like if I was Yara, I'd be like, give me a spear, something with reach. Like if I can reach, she's done. She's got this glove.
Give me a flat arena. Give me my bare hands, give her bare hands.
Give me a broom handle. I'll fucking destroy her.
I already showed that I could show up your old mate with parachute pants.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll destroy her. And she does destroy her.
She does, and then transports her away, and then
They bring her back
and
to
then the
life.
guy's like, witchcraft! He's like the leader, right? He's not the leader because... Is he the leader because he's married to her? Because as soon as he loses, like, you've lost everything.
Yeah, well, because he's married to her, he owns all her land, and then she dies, so he loses her as a wife, then she gets all her land back. So he's not really the king. I guess he just owns a lot of land.
He's just lucky that he married her. You know?
Yeah, they don't refer to him as the king or the emperor or anything. Just, I don't know. That he is their leader, obviously. But then he loses all the land, and she's just like, I'm marrying fucking MC Hammer.
No, he's gonna be the leader.
Yeah.
It's just
whoa.
he's gonna throw the hammer down. Oh shit. Yeah.
All my land and all my goods. All I have is yours to rule. How sad for you. You've lost everything.
There's a fun moment where Picard starts off talking. He's like, this is turning into a speech, which is what Picard is known for, his iconic speeches.
Is he known for it here at this point, though?
No, I don't think he is. But it's an interesting moment. Because I guess it wasn't a tip to the hat to the fans. But it became one later on when his thing became speeches. And then Troy says, oh, you're allowed to have speeches, you're the captain.
I'm sorry, this is becoming a speech.
You're the captain, sir. You're entitled.
Not entitled to ramble on about something everyone knows.
And he's just like, I'm entitled to ramble on about something everyone already knows.
It's from a song that you know from your childhood?
Yeah, from the Picard song. YouTube it, it's a thing.
I could probably cut it in here.
Yeah, just cut a little clip of it in. It goes for like three and a half minutes.
I'll cut it in twice here.
Just like repeat.
Back to back.
I would still watch it without skipping it. I love that song. If you're a deep Next Gen fan, you'll love every bit of it. If you don't love every bit of it, you're not a fan.
Ooh, Mark Palmer.
No, he didn't.
Calls fans out.
This is becoming a speech.
You're the captain, sir. You're entitled.
Not entitled to ramble on about something everyone knows.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise.
Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so.
Yeah, so in conclusion, this episode has an interesting narrative for Star Trek. It was interesting to think about the Prime Directive and how that affects writing sci-fi, but other than that, like, it's not memorable, it doesn't offer anything, it's not that interesting, it brings nothing new to the game, the arena looks shit, MC Hammer's in it. I give it a D+, C-.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was an interesting enough watch, but it certainly wasn't like season 4 Next Gen.
Nah.
It's kind of still finding its feet, which, you know, it kind of does the first 2 seasons, really.
Yeah, it takes a while.
But once it does, mate, you're in for a ride.
Just like your Lieutenant, you are.
She's already had one already, it's only episode 3.
Fuck her like a machine.
It's like in Rick and Morty where she's like selecting the model penis for Jerry.
Yeah.
That's Data's penis.
And he's just like...
I just find it really strange that they even put that in there. That would have been a really good episode for us to review.
Well, I already reviewed it, mate.
I know you did, I know. But I'm just saying that we would have too many sex jokes for that part.
Yeah, I did do some sex jokes in there. We'll get. There'll be other good episodes.
Dude, I don't know, is there really that many good episodes of Next Gen?
Anyway, thank you for watching. Really help out, like, subscribe, comment if you fucking Facebook, like my...
Exactly. Subscribe. Stupid cunt getting a fucking trilogy. Stupid cunt getting a fucking trilogy.